Be still, my precious child. Stop for just a moment and let my voice reach into the depths of your trembling soul. I know why you are here. I know the weight that has been pressing down on your chest, making every breath feel like a victory won in the middle of a war. You did not click on this by chance. There are no accidents in my kingdom. I have orchestrated this very second, this very heartbeat to interrupt the chaos that has been trying to swallow you whole. I see your heart racing, I feel the pulse of your anxiety, and I hear the silent screams you've been stifling behind a mask of "I'm okay." You have been running on empty, trying to outrun a shadow that you cannot name, but right now I am commanding the world to go silent so you can hear the truth. You are not losing your mind, and you are certainly not alone. Before I reveal the great mystery of the blessing I am bringing to you, and quiet the storm that has been raging in your mind, let us establish our covenant of peace. This is a sacred moment, a divine appointment meant only for you. Do not let the enemy steal this connection. Before we proceed into the revelation I have for your soul, I want you to declare your presence in my sanctuary. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven and signal that you are ready to receive. And as an act of faith, join this family of chosen ones by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel. By doing so, you are signaling to the heavens that you are opening the door to my peace and stepping into the house I have built for your protection. Do it now, for the shift is already beginning. I have watched you in those moments of sudden cold terror, when the room feels too small, when the future looks like a wall of fog, and when you feel as though you are about to shatter into 1,000 pieces. You have called it panic. You have called it a breakdown. You have feared that it was the beginning of your end. But I am here to tell you that your panic was not a sign of your destruction. It was a divine alarm. It was the sound of your spirit reacting to the immense pressure of the glory I am about to pour into your life. The enemy saw the breakthrough I have prepared for you, and he tried to use fear to make you retreat. He tried to make you believe you were falling apart, but in reality you were being broken open to receive a level of my grace that you have never known before. My beloved, I am wrapping you in a mantle of grace right now that is thicker than any darkness you have walked through. That tightness in your chest is being replaced by my breath. The trembling in your hands is being stilled by my touch. I am the great architect, and I am telling you that the shaking you felt was not the foundation of your life crumbling. It was the old structures of limitation being torn down to make room for the palace of peace I am building within you. You are being rebuilt into something stronger, something more resilient. This interruption is my way of saying enough. I have stepped into the timeline of your trouble to bring a divine halt to your suffering. Listen closely, for what I am about to tell you will change the way you see every shadow you have ever feared. I have watched you in those lonely hours when the clock strikes 3 in the morning and the rest of the world is draped in silence. Yet your mind is a roaring furnace of what-ifs and if-onlys. I have seen you toss and turn your bed sheets, becoming a tangled web of your own restlessness. You feel the cold sweat on your brow and the sudden sharp jolt of electricity through your nerves that tells you sleep is a luxury you cannot afford tonight. I saw you stare at the ceiling for hours, counting the shadows, praying for just 1 hour of peace, only to be met with the thumping of your own heart echoing in your ears like a war drum. You feel as though your own body has turned against you, as though the very vessel I created for your joy has become a cage of tension and fatigue. Your muscles are tight. Your shoulders are hunched under the weight of a world you were never meant to carry alone. And your eyes are heavy with the burden of unshed tears. This is the weight of a soul trying to survive in a desert of worry, and I have seen every moment of your struggle. I know the exhaustion that goes deeper than your bones, a weariness that sleep cannot touch. You wake up feeling more tired than when you laid down, dragging your spirit through the day like a heavy anchor. I have seen you clench your jaw until it aches, trying to hold back the scream that lives in your throat. I have felt the tremor in your hands when you try to reach for a cup of water, and the way your breath hitches in your chest as if the air itself has become too thin to sustain you. You wonder why your body is reacting this way, why you feel so fragile and brittle, as if one more piece of bad news, one more bill, or one more harsh word would cause you to shatter completely. This physical toll is not a sign of your weakness, my child. It is the physical manifestation of a spiritual battle you have been fighting in the trenches. You have been holding up the sky with your bare hands, forgetting that I am the one who stretches out the heavens like a curtain. I was there in the bathroom when you splashed cold water on your face, looking in the mirror at a person you barely recognize anymore. I saw the dark circles under your eyes, the marks of a soldier who has been on the front lines for too long without a reprieve. I was there when your legs felt like lead as you walked to work, and when you sat in your car for 10 minutes after arriving, just trying to find the strength to open the door. I have recorded every sigh, every groan of pain, and every moment where your body simply refused to do what you asked of it. You feel as though you are aging before your time, consumed by the friction of your own anxiety. But listen to my whisper. I am the one who knits you together, and I am the one who can restore the years the locusts of worry have eaten. Your body is not breaking. It is being signaled to release the heavy burdens that do not belong to you. I see the tension in your temples and the knot in your stomach, and I am moving even now to untie them. The heaviness you feel in your chest is the weight of the control you are trying to maintain, a weight that I am asking you to hand over to me right now. I am touching your nervous system with my cooling hand. I am speaking peace into the chemicals of your brain and the rhythm of your heart. I want you to realize that this physical distress was the only way your soul could get your attention, to tell you that you cannot go on like this. It was an alarm, a physical siren screaming that it is time to surrender. I am inviting you to lay down your armor. You do not have to be the strong one tonight. You do not have to be the provider, the protector, or the problem solver. In this very moment, as my words wash over you, feel the tension leaving your neck. Feel the grip of fear loosening its hold on your stomach. I am the great physician, and I am starting the work of physical restoration in you this very hour. Your strength is being renewed like the eagles, and the sleep you have been robbed of is being returned to you as a gift of my love. Trust that your body is safe in my hands, and let your breath become deep and easy once again. I see the mask you wear so perfectly, my beloved child. You have become a master of the brave face, a professional at convincing the world that your spirit is unbreakable while your heart is secretly hemorrhaging. I have watched you walk into rooms filled with laughter and light, playing your part with a smile that never quite reaches your eyes, while inside a silent scream is echoing against the walls of your soul. You are the one everyone leans on, the one who has all the answers. The strong friend, the reliable worker, the pillar of the family. But I see the truth behind the curtain. I see the moments when your voice wavers for a fraction of a second before you force it back into a steady tone. I see the way you swallow your own pain so you don't burden those around you. You feel that if you were to truly let out the cry that is trapped in your chest, it would never end, and the world you've worked so hard to hold together would simply dissolve into ash. I have been there in the hidden places where your strength finally fails. I was in the bathroom with you when you locked the door and sat on the cold floor, burying your face in your hands, so no one would hear your sobs. I saw you in the shower where you let the hot water wash away the salt of your tears, hoping that the steam would hide the evidence of your breaking heart. I was in the car when you pulled over to the side of the road, gripped the steering wheel until your knuckles turned white, and let out a soundless wail of pure, unadulterated exhaustion. You feel so deeply alone in those moments, as if you are a ghost wandering through a world of living people who cannot see your flickering light. You feel like a reservoir that is always giving, always pouring out, but no one ever thinks to ask if you are running dry. The loneliness is not just the absence of people, but the absence of being truly known. And I want you to know that I know you completely. You often wonder if anyone would care if they knew the depth of the darkness you are navigating. You fear that your vulnerability would be seen as weakness, or worse, that it would drive away the people you love. So you keep the storm inside, building a dam of silence that is under so much pressure it makes your head throb and your chest ache. But I am the God who hears the whisper of the heart before it even becomes a thought. Your silent scream is louder to me than the roar of 1,000 oceans. Every tear you have wiped away in secret has been caught in my bottle. Not one has been wasted. I have seen the way you've had to navigate the spiritual battle alone, feeling like you are fighting 1,000 demons with a broken sword while everyone else is sleeping peacefully. You are not a victim of your isolation. You are being refined in the secret place. I am here to tell you that you can stop pretending with me. I am the only one who can handle the weight of your unfiltered truth. You do not need to perform for my love. You do not need to earn my protection with your strength. In fact, my power is made perfect in your very real, very human weakness. This season of the silent scream is coming to an end because I am bringing people into your life who will see you, the real you, without the mask. But until then, let my presence be the companion that fills the empty chair beside you. I am the friend who sticks closer than a brother, the father who never tires of your questions, and the comforter who holds you until the shaking stops. You are not invisible to me. I see you, I hear you, and I am moving through the walls of your loneliness right now to wrap you in a love that requires no mask. I know that dark cloud that follows you, that heavy, nameless dread that whispers to you that something terrible is just around the corner. It is that bad feeling in the pit of your stomach that never truly goes away, even when things seem fine on the surface. You find yourself waiting for the other shoe to drop, unable to enjoy a moment of peace because you are convinced it is merely the calm before a catastrophic storm. I see you checking your phone with a racing heart, fearing that the next notification will be the one that changes everything for the worse. You look at your life, your children, your home, and instead of gratitude, you feel a sharp pang of terror that it could all be taken away in an instant. This fear of impending doom is like a shroud that dims the sun, making you live in a constant state of emergency mode, as if you are permanently standing on the edge of a cliff, waiting for a gust of wind to push you over. You are exhausted from being on guard, from scanning the horizon for a disaster that hasn't arrived but feels inevitable. I see the specific way this fear attacks your mind when you look at your bank account or think about your future. It tells you that you will end up with nothing, that you will be a failure, and that the walls are closing in on your security. It whispers that your health is failing, that every small pain is a terminal sign, or that your family is drifting toward a disaster you cannot prevent. This is the spirit of heaviness that tries to convince you that your destiny is a dead end. You feel as though you are walking through a minefield, treading carefully, breathless with the effort of trying to avoid a blow you cannot see. My child, I see the way this anxiety has paralyzed your dreams. You have stopped planning for the future because you are too busy trying to survive the imaginary tragedies of tomorrow. You feel like a prisoner in a cell of your own premonitions, convinced that your intuition is telling you danger, when in reality it is the enemy of your soul trying to keep you from the land of milk and honey I have promised you. You are not sensing a coming disaster. You are sensing the friction of a massive spiritual transition that your mind is mislabeling as doom. Listen to my voice, the only voice that holds the keys to time and eternity. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I am already standing in your tomorrow that you so greatly fear. I have walked through every day of your future, and I can tell you with the authority of the Creator, there is no disaster waiting for you that I have not already neutralized. The doom you feel is a shadow cast by the enemy to make you turn back just as you are reaching the gates of your greatest victory. Shadows are always largest right before the sun rises. You are sensing a shift in the atmosphere because the old version of your life is indeed ending, but it is not a destruction. It is a graduation. I am tearing down the structures that kept you small, and to your human eyes it looks like a collapse, but to my eyes it is a clearing of the ground for a skyscraper of blessing. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I am the wall of fire around you and your household. Nothing can cross that line without my permission, and I have not given permission for your ruin. Every weapon formed against you is being dismantled in the secret places where you cannot see. The bad feeling is a lie designed to steal your joy in the present. It is a spiritual frequency emitted by the darkness to keep you from operating in the authority I have given you. When you feel that wave of panic wash over you, telling you that your world is about to crumble, I want you to remember that I am the architect of your life. I do not build things only to watch them fail. I do not bring my children through the wilderness just to let them perish at the border of the promised land. This sense of impending doom is actually the enemy's own fear of what you are about to become projected onto you. He knows his time is short. He knows you are about to step into a level of prosperity and peace that will make you untouchable. He is trying to make you run away from your own crowning. Stand firm. Release the grip on your what-ifs and fall into the I am. I am your safety, I am your provision, and I am your immovable foundation. The disaster you fear will not come to pass, for I have wrapped you in a grace that is impenetrable. My beloved, have you ever wondered why the voices in your head are so loud, so persistent, and so relentlessly negative? It is because there is a frequency of fear that the enemy of your soul broadcasts specifically to those who are carrying a great light. Think of it as a spiritual interference. You are a radio tuned to my channel of peace, but the darkness is trying to jam that signal with static. This static manifests as the racing thoughts, the sudden surges of adrenaline, and the intrusive whispers that tell you that you aren't good enough, that you've made too many mistakes, and that your prayers are hitting a ceiling of lead. This is not your mind failing you. It is a direct assault on your peace. The enemy knows he cannot steal what I have already placed inside you. Your destiny, your gifts, and my love, so he tries to steal your focus. He knows that if he can keep you tuned into the frequency of not enough, and what if you will be too paralyzed to step into the now of my power? I want you to understand something very clearly. The reason the battle has become so intense, the reason the panic has felt so overwhelming lately is because of who you are in my eyes. You are not a random casualty of life's circumstances. You are a chosen one. You carry a seed of greatness that the darkness is terrified of. The enemy doesn't waste his ammunition on those who aren't a threat to his kingdom. If you were mediocre, if you were meant for a small, insignificant life, he would leave you alone. But he sees the mantle of leadership, the spirit of healing, and the heart of a giant slayer that I have placed within you. He sees that you are standing on the very threshold of a breakthrough that will not only change your life, but will ripple through your entire family lineage. He is attacking your mind because your mind is the gateway to your manifestation. If he can conquer your thoughts, he thinks he can conquer your future. But he has forgotten one thing: I am the one who holds the frequency of the universe, and my voice is the one that commands the winds and the waves. The enemy is a master of timing, but he is a slave to my sovereignty. He uses panic as a tactical weapon to make you drop your shield right before the victory. Imagine a runner who is 50 meters from the finish line and suddenly a loud, terrifying noise erupts in the stadium. The noise is meant to make the runner stumble, to look back, to lose their rhythm. That is what this season of anxiety has been for you. It is a distraction designed to make you quit when you are closer than you have ever been. You have been in a hidden season, a time of being built in the dark, away from the eyes of the world. Now that you are ready to emerge, the frequency of fear has been turned up to its maximum volume. But do not be deceived. The loudness of the enemy is actually a sign of his desperation. He knows he can't stop the sun from rising. He can only try to make you close your eyes. He is trying to get you to agree with his version of your story. He says you are broken. I say you are being built. He says you are falling apart. I say you are falling into purpose. You must learn to recognize this frequency for what it is: a lie. When the panic starts to rise, when the dread begins to tighten its grip, recognize that it is merely a signal that you are entering a high glory zone. The atmosphere of heaven is pressing against the atmosphere of earth in your life, and the friction is causing a spiritual storm. Do not try to fight the frequency with your own strength. Instead, change the station. Lean into my presence. Yield to the spirit that lives within you. The same spirit that raised Christ from the dead is the frequency that will drown out every whisper of the liar. You are being trained to maintain your peace in the middle of a war. This is your entrance exam for the much greater level of authority I am preparing for you. I don't give big assignments to small people. The very fact that you are experiencing this level of pressure proves that I have destined you for a high-level purpose. Stay the course. Do not let the static of the enemy make you forget the melody of my promise. I want to change your perspective on the very thing you have been fearing. You have looked at your panic as a defect, a broken part of your character, or a sign that you are failing at this journey called life. But I tell you today, the panic is not your enemy. It is an alarm. Think of a house equipped with a high security system. The alarm does not go off because the house is falling down. It goes off because it detects an intruder. The siren is loud, jarring, and uncomfortable, but its purpose is to protect the treasures inside. Your spirit is that high security system. Because you are carrying a weight of glory that the world cannot understand, your spiritual senses are heightened. When you feel that sudden surge of dread, it is often your spirit sensing that a thief is nearby, trying to find an entry point into your future. You are not weak. You are spiritually sensitive. You are feeling the friction of the darkness trying to touch a life that has been marked by my light. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. He does not waste his time breaking into an empty warehouse. He targets the vault. If your life were empty, if you had no purpose, if there were no promised land ahead of you, you would be experiencing a dull, comfortable peace. But the very fact that the siren of panic is screaming in your soul is proof that you are holding something of immense value. The enemy wants to steal your peace so you cannot think clearly. He wants to kill your dreams by making you too afraid to pursue them. He wants to destroy your health through chronic stress. But I have come that you may have life and have it to the full. When the alarm goes off, do not panic at the sound of the siren. Instead, realize that the siren is your signal to move closer to me. The alarm is telling you something big is coming and the enemy is trying to distract you from it. Stop apologizing for your sensitivity. It is the very thing I will use to lead you into discernment. In the natural world, when a smoke detector goes off, your first instinct is not to hide under the bed. It is to find the source and protect what matters. I am calling you to do the same in the spirit. When the anxiety rises, do not let it drive you into a corner of shame. Use that energy to wake up. Let the panic be the wake-up call that drives you to your knees, not in defeat, but in authority. You are sensing the spirit of the world clashing with the spirit of God within you. This is the moment to realize that you are not just a person having a hard time. You are a battlefield where a great victory is about to be won. The discomfort you feel is the birthing pains of a new level of maturity. You are learning to distinguish between your own thoughts and the spiritual climate around you. I am training your inner ear to hear the difference between the noise of the world and the whisper of my spirit. This alarm system is a gift of protection. I allowed you to feel the red alert so that you wouldn't be caught off guard. If you felt nothing, the thief could walk right in and take your joy, your family's peace, and your financial breakthrough without a struggle. But because you felt the panic, you reached out for this message. Because you felt the dread, you started searching for my face. The alarm did its job. It brought you back to the shepherd of your soul. Now listen to the silence that follows the siren. I am clearing the perimeter. I am standing at the door of your heart, and I am telling the thief that he has been found out. The panic can stop now because the master of the house is awake. You can breathe again. You can rest. The alarm has served its purpose, and now my peace, which transcends all understanding, will stand as the new guard over your heart and your mind. My beloved, I want you to feel the warmth that is beginning to radiate around you even now. Do you feel it? It is the sensation of a heavy velvet cloak being draped over your trembling shoulders. You have been walking through the world with your skin and your spirit exposed to the elements, feeling every sharp wind and every biting comment as if they were cutting into your very flesh. But I have come to wrap you in something the world can neither give nor understand, my grace. This grace is not merely a theological concept or a word spoken from a pulpit. It is a tangible spiritual substance. It is a divine covering that acts as a buffer between your sensitive soul and the harshness of the world. Imagine a garment woven from the light of 1,000 suns, yet as soft as the first light of dawn. This is what I am placing around you right now. It is a mantle that says you are mine, and that the things that used to pierce you will now simply bounce off this sacred fabric. You have been trying to protect yourself with the thin armor of your own willpower, but that armor has cracked under the pressure. Now let my grace be the shield that never fails. I have promised you that I will cover you with my feathers, and under my wings you will find refuge. Think of the absolute safety of a fledgling tucked beneath the powerful warm wings of its mother. Outside, the storm may be raging. The lightning may be striking and the predators may be circling, but beneath those feathers there is only warmth. The rhythmic beat of a heart that loves you and a peace that defies logic. My grace is that quiet zone. It is an invisible force field of my presence that surrounds you 24 hours a day. When the arrows of anxiety, those sharp, poisonous thoughts that tell you that you are failing or that you are unsafe, are fired at you, they will not hit your heart. They will strike the outer layer of my grace and dissolve into dust before they can ever reach your spirit. You are being encased in a divine bubble where the frequency of heaven is the only thing allowed to vibrate. This is why you can breathe again. This is why the tightness in your chest is melting away. You are no longer exposed. You are hidden in the secret place of the Most High. Many have told you that grace is only for when you make a mistake, but I tell you that grace is the energy in which you live and move and have your being. It is the spiritual oxygen that sustains you when the world feels suffocating. Because you are a chosen one, your spirit is naturally more open to the spiritual atmosphere around you. You feel things more deeply, you sense the pain of others, and you pick up on the tension in the air. This sensitivity was meant to be a gift, but without my covering, it has felt like a curse. I am adjusting your spiritual skin right now. I am thickening the barrier of grace around you so that you can remain sensitive to my voice while remaining immune to the noise of the enemy. You are becoming fireproof. The fires of financial lack, the fires of family conflict, and the fires of health scares will no longer burn you. You will walk through them, but the smell of smoke will not even be on your clothes, because the mantle of my grace is an impenetrable shield of energy. This covering is not a temporary fix. It is a permanent covenant. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to visualize this golden light of grace wrapping around you like a cocoon. It is a shield that goes before you to level the mountains and follows behind you to guard your reputation. It is a covering that speaks for you in rooms you haven't entered yet. You don't have to work for this covering. You only have to yield to it. Yielding sounds like weakness, but in my kingdom it is the highest form of strength. It is the act of saying, Father, I stop trying to be my own protector. I step into your wings. As you rest in this covering, your nervous system will finally begin to heal. Your cells will remember what it feels like to be safe. Your mind will rediscover the joy of quietness. This is the promise of the potter to the clay: I will not let you shatter. I have wrapped you so tightly in my favor that even the most violent storm will only rock you into a deeper sleep. Rest now, my precious one, for you are covered by the King of Kings. My child, you are tired because you have been fighting a war you were never drafted for. I have watched you stand on the front lines swinging a sword that is too heavy for your weary arms, trying to defend every border of your life simultaneously. You are trying to defend your reputation, your finances, your children's future, and your own sanity all at once. You wake up with your fists clenched, ready for the next blow, but I am here to tell you to open your hands. The reason you feel so overwhelmed is that you have taken my job upon your shoulders. You were created to be my child, not my replacement. I am the commander of the armies of heaven, and I have seen the enemies that have been camping outside your gate. I have seen the giants that mock you in the dark. But look at me. Did I ever ask you to defeat them on your own? Did I ever tell you that the outcome of this war depended on your strength? No, my beloved, you are a soldier of peace, and your only task is to stand still and see the salvation I am bringing. There is a specific kind of panic that comes from the illusion of control. You think that if you stop worrying, the world will stop spinning. You think that if you stop planning for every disaster, the disaster will surely happen. This is the weight that is crushing you. But I am the one who holds the foundations of the earth in place. I am the one who commands the morning to appear. When you try to carry the how and the when, you are carrying a burden that only divinity can sustain. The battle you are in right now, that legal situation, that financial lack, that broken relationship, it is too big for you, but it is a speck of dust to me. I want you to officially resign as the general of your own life today. Hand me the map, hand me the strategy, and hand me the worry. I am not asking you to be passive. I am asking you to be positioned in trust. When you yield, I move. When you rest, I work. The silence you are hearing is not my absence. It is the sound of my angels moving into position to strike the final blow on your behalf. Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere right now? As you listen to my voice, the heavy chains of I have to fix this are falling to the floor. Do you feel that lightness in your chest? That is the evidence that the burden is being transferred from your heart to my hands. If you can feel this divine exchange happening, do not keep it to yourself. Confirm your faith and claim your place in my victory. Press the like button right now as a signal to the heavens that you are surrendering your battle to me. And if you have not already subscribed to this sanctuary, joining this family of believers who have decided to let me be their champion. By doing this, you are declaring to the enemy that you are no longer fighting alone, but that you belong to the army of the living God. This simple act is your signature on a contract of peace. Do it now and watch how I begin to move the mountains that you thought were unmovable. Listen to me clearly. I did not bring you this far to leave you on the battlefield. I am not a god who starts a work and fails to finish it. The very things that have been keeping you awake, the voices that say it's too late or that you've run out of time, are being silenced by the roar of my lion. I am fighting for your children while you sleep. I am moving the hearts of people who don't even know you yet to open doors of favor for you. I am healing the cells in your body while you rest in this message. The battle is not yours. It is mine, and I have never lost a war. Your only responsibility is to remain in agreement with my love. Whenever the fear tries to pull you back into the fighting stance, just whisper my name and remember the mantle of grace I have placed upon you. The victory is not coming. The victory is already here, and you are simply walking into the manifestation of it. Stand still, my chosen one, and watch me do what only God can do. My beloved, I am inviting you to mark this moment on the calendar of your soul. Something profound has just shifted in the unseen realms, and I am here to tell you that within the next 72 hours, your physical world will begin to reflect this divine alignment. For a long time, you have felt as though you were pushing against a stone wall, but that wall has just turned into a veil and it is being pulled back. This 72-hour window is a sacred period of transition where my peace will move from a concept in your mind to a tangible reality in your atmosphere. You will notice that the air around you feels lighter, as if a heavy static-filled fog has finally been burned away by the morning sun. The sharp edges of your anxiety are being rounded by my grace, and the constant noise of worry that has been the background track of your life is fading into a beautiful, holy silence. Pay attention to your surroundings, for I am placing breadcrumbs of my favor in your path to show you that the tide has officially turned. The first and most immediate sign of this shift will be the restoration of your rest. I know how many nights you have spent staring at the red numbers of your alarm clock, feeling the weight of the world pressing into your mattress. But I am declaring over you right now, the war of the nights is over. Within these next 3 sunrises, I am gifting you the most restorative, deep, and peaceful sleep you have experienced in years. I am clearing your subconscious mind of the debris of past traumas and future fears while you sleep. You will wake up not with a jolt of cortisol and dread, but with a gentle sense of knowing that all is well. Your body, which has been in a state of chronic fight or flight, is being given permission by its creator to stand down. You will feel a physical release in your chest, a sensation of your lungs finally being able to expand to their full capacity. This is the breath of life returning to the dry bones of your hope. By the second day of this shift, you will notice a sudden clarity in your decision-making. The confusion that has acted like a spiritual paralysis, making you second-guess every move, is dissolving. You will find yourself knowing exactly what to say in that difficult conversation and exactly what step to take regarding that looming problem. It is not because you have suddenly become smarter, but because the static of the enemy's frequency has been silenced, allowing my still small voice to become a roar of direction in your spirit. Doors that were jammed shut by the friction of your own panic will seem to swing open on well-oiled hinges. You will experience divine coincidences, phone calls that come at the perfect time, emails that provide the answer you were looking for, and a sense of timing that feels effortless. This is what it looks like when I take the wheel and you move from the driver's seat to the passenger seat of your own destiny. As we reach the conclusion of these 72 hours, you will look back and realize that the person who started this video is not the person who is standing in the new light. The alarm of panic has been deactivated because the safety of my presence has been fully established in your heart. I want you to anchor this prophecy right now so that the enemy cannot steal the seed. If you believe that a shift is happening in your life over the next 72 hours, do not remain silent. Type "I receive my shift" or 777 in the comments to lock this into your physical reality. This is your act of faith, your way of saying amen to the work I am doing. As you do this, feel the last remnants of that heavy cloak of doom falling away. You are entering a season where you will no longer have to struggle for air. You will simply live in the atmosphere of my glory. The countdown to your peace has already begun. I have seen the weight of the numbers that haunt your mind. My precious child, I have watched you sitting late at night with a calculator in your hand and a knot in your stomach, trying to make ends meet that seem miles apart. I saw the cold dread that washes over you when you open a bill or check your bank balance, that sudden drop in your heart that whispers, "There isn't enough." I know the shame you've carried, feeling like a failure because you cannot provide the way you desire, or because debt has become a shadow that follows you into every room. You have felt like a slave to the system of this world, trapped in a cycle of lack that makes you feel small and powerless. But hear my voice tonight. I am not just the God of your soul. I am the God of your substance. I am the great provider, the one who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills and the gold in every mountain. The panic you felt regarding your finances was not a sign of your ruin. It was the alarm signaling that the enemy has been trying to block a massive spiritual inheritance that is rightfully yours. The enemy knows that if he can keep you in a state of financial panic, he can keep you from focusing on the kingdom work I have called you to do. He uses the spirit of lack to choke your creativity and steal your peace, making you think only of survival instead of the life more abundant I promised. But I am breaking the back of that spirit of poverty right now. The pressure you have been feeling is the friction of my provision pushing through the blockages of the enemy. I am moving behind the scenes to settle accounts you thought were impossible to pay. I am speaking to people in high places, moving their hearts to show you favor that you didn't earn and don't even expect. I am the God who can turn a desert into a spring, and I am preparing a table for you in the very presence of your creditors. The dry season is over. The clouds are heavy with the rain of my more than enough. I am releasing a divine strategy into your spirit even as you listen to these words. You will find yourself looking at your resources through new eyes. I am giving you the power to get wealth, not through the grinding of the world, but through the flow of my favor. Expect sudden provision, a refund you didn't know was coming, a job offer that finds you instead of you hunting it, or a creative idea that will open a new stream of income. I am the one who can make a way where there is no way. Do not agree with the lie of not enough. I have commanded my blessing to be on your storehouse and on everything you put your hand to. I am restoring the years that the locusts of interest and inflation have eaten. You are being moved from the position of the borrower to the position of the lender. You are being blessed so that you can be a blessing to many. Believe me when I say that my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory. This is not a suggestion. It is a heavenly decree. I want you to step into this financial freedom with an act of bold faith. Do not stay silent in the face of this revelation. If you believe that I am your provider and that the chains of lack are breaking off your life right now, I want you to declare it to the heavens. Type "I am well supplied" or 888 in the comments to signal your agreement with the abundance of my kingdom. And as you do, feel the spirit of heaviness regarding your money being lifted off your shoulders. You serve a king who is never in debt and never in lack, and you are his heir. Your provision is not coming from the economy of man. It is coming from the treasury of heaven, and that treasury is never empty. My beloved child, I have seen the tears you've shed over hearts that grew cold and the seats at your table that are now empty. I know the stinging pain of betrayal, the sharp ache of being misunderstood by those who should have known you best. and the exhaustion of trying to love people who only know how to take. I was there in the room when the words were thrown like stones, and I saw you retreat into a shell of silence just to survive the conflict. You have wondered why, as you tried to get closer to me, certain people seemed to drift away or turn against you. You felt a deep sense of failure, thinking that if you were only better, kinder, or more patient, you could have saved those connections. But I am here to tell you that I have been the one standing at the door of your heart, guarding you. Many of those exits were not tragedies, they were my divine pruning. I removed those who could not handle the weight of where I am taking you. I disconnected you from those whose toxicity would have poisoned the harvest I am about to bring forth in your life. I know the loneliness that comes when your circle gets smaller, but I want you to understand that I am thinning the herd to make room for the lions who will run with you. The panic you felt when those relationships crumbled was your spirit sensing the void. But I am filling that void with a new kind of connection. I am bringing forth destiny helpers, people who do not need you to wear a mask. People who see the light within you and seek to fan the flames rather than blow them out. I am aligning you with souls who will carry the weight with you instead of being the weight on your back. You have spent years being the fixer, the giver, and the sacrificial lamb in your relationships. That season of one-sided devotion is coming to an end. I am establishing a new order of reciprocity in your life. You will be loved with the same intensity that you love. You will be heard with the same depth that you listen. I am restoring your dignity in the eyes of those who tried to shame you. For those relationships that are broken but still hold a place in my plan, those family bonds and long-term covenants that have been frayed by the enemy's interference, I am the great restorer. I am moving into the hearts of your children, your spouse, and your kindred, even while you are listening to my voice. I am softening the soil of their hearts, removing the stones of bitterness and the thorns of pride. Where there has been a wall of silence, I am building a bridge of understanding. You do not need to argue your case anymore. I am your advocate. I am the one who can turn a heart of stone into a heart of flesh. I am bringing a spirit of reconciliation that will heal wounds you thought were permanent. You will see a transformation in your home that defies human logic. Peace will become the foundation of your household, and the alarm of conflict will be silenced by the melody of my grace. Do not grieve for what I have allowed to fall away. If I let it go, it was because it was holding you back from your crowning. Trust my hand in the subtraction as much as you trust my hand in the addition. I am surrounding you with a spiritual family that will provide the safety you have been craving for so long. You are no longer the black sheep or the outcast. You are the cornerstone of a new legacy. If you believe that I am restoring your relationships and bringing the right people into your life, do not keep this faith hidden. Confirm it now in the presence of the angels. Type "restoration is mine" or 1212 in the comments to claim this divine order in your life. As you do, feel the bitterness leaving your spirit and the warmth of true belonging starting to take root. I am your Father, and I am bringing you home to a family that loves you for exactly who I created you to be. My precious child, do you feel the mist beginning to rise? For so long you have been walking through a thick gray fog where every direction looked the same and every step felt like a gamble. You have cried out to me asking for a sign, a map, or even just a glimmer of light to show you that you aren't just circling the same mountain of pain. You felt lost, but I tell you today that you were never lost. You were being aligned. You were not wandering aimlessly. You were being moved through a labyrinth designed to strip away everything that was not part of your true identity. The confusion you felt was not a lack of my guidance, but a divine shielding. I kept you in the dark to protect you from the distractions of the world until your inner ears were tuned specifically to the frequency of my whisper. Now the season of not knowing is coming to a sudden and glorious end. The sun of my presence is burning through the haze of your indecision, and for the first time in years you are going to see the landscape of your life with piercing divine clarity. I am placing a spirit of precision upon your mind. No longer will you have to guess what your next move should be. You will wake up with a knowing that goes beyond human logic. I am giving you the blueprints for the next phase of your destiny, and they will be so clear that the doubt that used to haunt you will find no place to rest. You have been in a construction site, and construction sites are always messy, loud, and confusing. But the foundation is now set. The walls are rising. The why behind the tears you shed is about to be revealed. You will look back at the panic, the loss, and the silent screams of the past chapters, and you will say, "Now I see." You will see how every no I gave you was a "not that way, I have something better." You will see how every closed door was a wall protecting you from a trap. Your purpose is not something you have to create. It is something you were born into, and I am drawing back the curtain so you can see the stage is already set for your arrival. You are not meant for a small, quiet, invisible existence. The enemy tried to use panic to make you shrink, to make you hide in the shadows of your own inadequacy. But I have designed you to be a lighthouse. Your purpose is woven into your very DNA, and it is fueled by the very trials you thought would destroy you. Your scars are not signs of shame. They are your credentials. They are the evidence that you have survived the fire and come out fireproof. I am giving you a holy boldness to step into rooms you once felt unworthy to enter. I am giving you a voice that will speak truth to power and healing to the broken. The fog is gone, and in its place is a neon sign pointing toward your destiny. You are not just surviving anymore, you are beginning to reign. The clarity I am giving you is not just for your own benefit, but so that you can lead others out of their own darkness. You are a bridge builder, a chain breaker, and a pioneer of my peace. This is the moment where you trade your what if for I am. I am the Lord who lights your path and gives purpose to every single step. If you can feel the fog lifting and the clarity of heaven descending upon your mind right now, do not let this moment pass without a seal of faith. Before we move into the final fortress of your peace, declare your alignment with my plan. Type, "My path is clear," or 1111 in the comments to signal that you are stepping out of the shadows and into the light of your mission. As you do this, join this family of light by pressing the like button and subscribing. By doing so, you are telling the universe that you are ready to be used as a vessel of my glory. As you do this, feel the surge of confidence that comes from knowing the Creator of the stars is the architect of your tomorrow. You are exactly where you need to be, and I am exactly who you need me to be. The mission has begun. From this day forward, I am building around you a stronghold that no storm can penetrate and no weapon can breach. You have spent too long living in a fragile tent, shivering at every gust of wind and jumping at every shadow that passed your door. But that season of vulnerability is over. I am moving you into a fortress, a spiritual skyscraper built upon the rock of ages. This peace I am giving you is not a fleeting emotion or a temporary relief that evaporates the moment a new problem arises. It is a permanent state of being. It is a supernatural immunity to the chaos of the world. When the world is shaking, you will be steady. When others are drowning in anxiety, you will be walking on the water. I am making your mind a no-fly zone for the enemy's whispers. The thoughts of panic that used to land so easily in your spirit will now find no runway, no welcome, and no authority. You are being stationed in the high places far above the reach of the principalities of fear. I am dressing you in a celestial armor that has been forged in the fires of my own glory. This is not just for show, it is for your absolute protection. I am buckling the belt of truth around your waist so that the lies of the enemy will never again make you stumble. I am placing the breastplate of righteousness over your heart so that the arrows of guilt and shame will shatter upon impact. I am shielding your mind with the helmet of salvation, guarding your thoughts against the impending doom that once paralyzed you. And I am giving you the shield of faith, a shield that does not just block the fiery darts of the wicked one, but extinguishes them completely. You are becoming a walking sanctuary. People will look at you and wonder how you can remain so calm while the world is in turmoil. They will sense an invisible wall around you, a boundary that the darkness simply cannot cross. This is the stronghold of peace, and it is your new home. Listen to the decree I am making over your life. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. This does not mean that weapons won't be formed, but it means they will fail. The enemy will still try to whisper, but his voice will sound like a distant, harmless hum. The circumstances may still try to roar, but they will find no echo in your soul. You are now fireproof. When you walk through the fire, the flames will not kindle upon you. When you walk through the waters, they will not overflow you. Why? Because I am with you and I have become your dwelling place. You no longer have to try to be peaceful. You are peace because I am peace, and I live within you. The panic you once felt was the friction of being outside of this fortress. Now that you have stepped inside, the friction has ceased. You are being anchored in a hope that is both sure and steadfast, a hope that enters the inner sanctuary behind the curtain. This is the moment of your final graduation from victimhood to victory. You are no longer a person who is easily shaken. You are an immovable pillar in my temple. I want you to realize that this peace is your power. It is the very thing that will cause the enemy to flee. When he sees that he can no longer make you panic, he loses his grip on your life. Your stillness is your greatest weapon. If you are ready to claim this permanent stronghold and declare that fear has no more room in your life, do not stay silent. This is the moment to seal your protection. Type "I am an immovable fortress" or "Amen" in the comments right now. And as a final act of joining this army of peace, press the like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. By doing this, you are telling the world and the heavens that you are officially a resident of the stronghold of peace. You are safe. You are secure. You are mine forever. My precious child, we have walked a sacred path together in these moments. Look back at the version of you that first clicked on this message, the one with the racing heart, the shallow breath, and the heavy shroud of impending doom. That version of you has passed away and a new creation has been birthed in the light of my truth. We have journeyed through the valley of your silent screams and the mountains of your hidden fears. You now understand that your panic was never a sign of your end, but a divine alarm alerting you to the greatness I was preparing to pour into your life. You have been wrapped in a mantle of grace that is thicker than any darkness, and you have stepped into a stronghold of peace that cannot be shaken. This is not a fleeting emotion that will vanish when the video ends. This is a fundamental shift in your spiritual DNA. You are no longer an orphan of circumstance. You are a child of the Most High, anchored in a covenant that is written in the stars and sealed with my own word. Take a deep, slow breath right now and feel the fullness of my spirit filling every corner of your being. As your Father and your Creator, I am making a permanent decree over your life. I speak to every cell in your body, commanding them to align with the frequency of my healing. I speak to every neuron in your brain, commanding the pathways of anxiety to be replaced by the superhighways of my peace. I speak to your bank account, your home, and your relationships, declaring that the season of lack and conflict is officially closed. From this moment on, you walk under an open heaven. The alarm has served its purpose and is now deactivated. In its place, I am installing a divine compass that will lead you into the land of milk and honey. This is my promise to you: I will never leave you nor forsake you. Every step you take from this second forward is a step onto ground that I have already sanctified and prepared for your arrival. Now, my beloved, I want you to receive this direct blessing into your soul. I place my hand upon your head and I say, peace be still. I command every shadow that has been clinging to your reputation to fall away. I command every debt that has been weighing down your shoulders to be settled by the riches of my glory. I release a spirit of joy that will bubble up from within you, a joy that is not dependent on your bank balance or the opinions of others. I speak restoration to the years you lost to worry and the nights you lost to tears. You are being renewed, refreshed, and resurrected. The doors that the enemy tried to weld shut are being blown open by the breath of my nostrils. You are not just entering a new season. You are entering a new era of your existence where fear has no authority and favor is your constant companion. This is the seal of our covenant, a bond of love that no power in heaven or on earth can ever break. But listen closely, for as beautiful as this piece is, it is only the foundation for what is coming next. The silence of the storm was necessary so that you could hear the sound of the approaching rain. I have quieted your panic so that you can prepare for your prosperity. You have been trained in the secret place, and now I am getting ready to manifest you in the public place. I am preparing to open a new chapter for you, a chapter concerning the power of prosperity that will exceed everything you have ever dared to dream or ask for. There are treasures hidden in the darkness and riches stored in secret places that I have reserved specifically for this moment in your timeline. This piece was the key. The door is now standing wide open. Are you ready to walk through it tomorrow? Are you ready to see how I can turn your greatest trial into your greatest triumph? The glory that is about to be revealed in you will make your past suffering look like a distant, fading dream. Before you step out into this new world I have created for you, we must seal this prophecy into the physical realm. This is your final act of activation. I want you to reach out and touch the screen or place your hand over your heart as a sign of acceptance. Do not let this word fall to the ground. Type 1M covered in grace in the comments right now to activate the shield of protection around your life permanently. Let those words be your testimony and your shield. As you type them, feel the final remnants of fear dissolving into the light. You are marking your territory. You are telling the enemy that this house, this mind, and this future are officially off limits. This is your declaration of independence from the kingdom of darkness and your homecoming into the kingdom of light. The seal is set and the heavens are rejoicing over your victory. As we conclude this divine appointment, do not leave this sanctuary without leaving your mark. Join this growing family of the chosen ones. Press the like button one last time to spread this healing energy to others who are still trapped in the dark. And subscribe to ensure that you never miss the doors of prosperity I am about to open. By doing so, you are committing to a life of daily guidance and divine protection. You are a vessel of my light, and your journey has only just begun. Go forth in the confidence that the God of the universe is walking beside you, behind you, and within you. The door is open, the path is clear, and the victory is yours. I love you with an everlasting love, and I am watching over you every second of every day. It is done. It is finished. Amen.